What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to Saturday's late night agenda. A little bit earlier than normal today because I'll be over on Craig Station doing a watch along of the Atleti Barca game from 7:45. So I hope you guys can follow over and join me over there for what should be a very entertaining game of football. Right, ladies and gentlemen, you can see from the title, we've got a little bit to talk about tonight. We will, of course, have a little chat around the game tomorrow against Manchester City. I want to have a chat around the Mohamed Salah contract situation as well, and a few other bits and pieces. Joe Cole has been speaking about somebody he thinks Liverpool should go out and sign in the window. Again, let's just wait and see. Right. Right, what have we got? Inglesy, welcome into you. Hayden, welcome in. Bogey, Cat Productions, welcome in, and everybody else is coming in. I'm just going to wait for the chat to fill up a little bit as always. Thank you very much, Keane. You know, trying to show my little bit of Ireland, you know. Just I do have some Irish gear that I don't wear a lot of the time, but it's comfortable. So I said, hey, why not? Saturday night, I'm chilling out at home. City don't have a chance, said FaZe. I like that, mate. Loving the optimism. I do love a bit of optimism. We will get into the whole Mohamed Salah contract situation, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to wait for the chat to fill up because nothing annoys everybody than me just repeating stuff over and over again. So, Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 1. Yeah, we're going back a while there, mate, Ahmed. We're going back a while. How did that work out for them anyway? Beating Liverpool in the Champions League. You know, did it work out for them last season? Didn't go very far, did they? But very strange comments to start off with tonight anyway. His agent is the problem as well, said Moody. He doesn't actually have an agent, mate. He has Rami Abbas who acts as his advisor and I believe is his solicitor. I don't think he's actually his agent. I'm good. How's everybody else in the chat? Nice to see you all in. Diogo's is in. Albin is in as well. Stephen68, how are you? Or Mount Stephen68, I should say. Hope your bins aren't playing up, bud. They're alright, mate. You know, it's an affliction. You know yourself, dude. Something that we have to carry with us. Sean said, hi Craig, what videos will James Redmond be doing? He will be on a Monday, mate, so he'll be on as part of a trio every Monday for the Cop the Week show. He'll also be here on a Thursday where myself and himself will be just the two of us having a chat around all things Liverpool. So you get him for an hour on Thursday and an hour on Monday as well. Won't be starting this. He'll be starting on Monday, but he won't be here this Thursday because I'll be away. So I'll be doing some streams from Spain while I'm away. But yeah, we'll be having 2 hours Mr. Redmond a week, and we've got loads more people lined up as well. I keep telling you, we're building here. We're hoping to build something really special. And we've added a couple more new voices as well that you'll be introduced to over the coming days. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what we have planned because my aim has always been, and so is Connor's, to give people a platform to show how good they are. James, Jack, hopefully Jack can come back into bits as well. Steve, and the 2 new faces we have coming on board. And Kyle, of course, from Nothing But Reds. We're going to try and bring you guys a lot more content moving forward. And a lot more opinions and a lot more voices. Right, what else we got? Give Salah what he wants, said Klopp-ish. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Look, we'll get stuck straight into the Salah stuff. Don't worry about that. Craig plus James Redmond is better than Salah. There you go. Do you know what I mean? I love it, mate. Well played. Why don't you put the game on full screen? Why would I? Do you know what I mean? Be kicked out for copyright infringement within a minute. Craig, would you go Milner or Gomez at right back against City, said Anthony. I done my preview. It's out. You can have a look at it, but I went with Milner, mate, at right back. In my predicted 11 was Alisson in goal, Milner at right back, Robbo at left back, Van Dijk and Matip, Henderson, Fabinho and Curtis Jones. And then in my guess, I put Bobby Firmino in for Jota. So Sadio on the left, Mo on the right with Bobby Firmino through the centre. Will Klopp join Barcelona? Will he? Fuck me. No. There's more chance of me becoming the next Barcelona manager than there is. Why would Klopp go to a club that's up shit creek? Do you know what I mean? What's happening here, Gary? And look, you didn't just pluck it out of thin air, mate. There has been some talk about it, but let's be honest about it. Barcelona have had their wage bill slashed down to, I think, 87 million quid or 89 million quid annually, which is about 1/7 what it used to be. So they've a lot of a mess to clear up right now. And look, we have Kloppo contracted to 2024 at Liverpool. What happens after that? Nobody knows, mate. But, you know, we have him here, so there you go. Just done the treble with Liverpool in your career mode, said Bradley Gracie. I love to see it, mate. Well played. Right, look, let's have a little chat around the Mohamed Salah contract situation because you guys have shown up on time. I'm here on time. Let's have a little chat. Right, so the reason that I'm bringing this up, by the way, I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. I'm not trying to knock the owners. I'm not trying to knock Mohamed Salah. I'm just saying the longer that this goes on, the more it gives the media and it gives the press the potential to put some, not negatives articles out there, but to cast some doubt over the possibility of Mohamed Salah signing a contract extension at the club. Now, Jamie Carragher was speaking, we spoke about it yesterday on the stream. He said that he hopes it gets resolved, but the longer it goes on, the more worried he gets. Also, today we'd seen a piece in The Athletic that said Mohamed Salah still ideally wants to stay at Liverpool, but he's wondering, he looks at the situation, for example, with Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City, and how easily those negotiations seem to have been handled behind the scenes, and how quickly Kevin De Bruyne's new contract was announced. And, you know, we've had this issue at Liverpool before, by the way. You know, you don't have to think too far back. Cast your mind back to the Steven Gerrard situation. You know, we didn't show him the love that maybe we took for granted as a football club. And Steven Gerrard was very close to signing for Chelsea at the time. And it took a last-ditch effort, a last-ditch push from Rick Parry and the club to try and keep him here. We don't want that. Surely we've learned that lesson. Show Mo the love. Let him know his contract renewal is top priority and work your asses off to get it done. Because he is, I won't say carrying the football club, because that's an exaggeration, but it's fair to say that himself and Van Dijk are probably the two most important players at the football club right now, both at different ends of the pitch for different reasons. One's keeping the goals out, one's banging the goals in. So I'm with every other Liverpool fan around the world. Yes, there are people in the chat who rightly say we have some time on our side here. He's 20 months left on his contract, which is true, but you don't want it to get to a situation where you're in January and clubs can start trying to turn his head a little bit. You know, more negative articles out there, more pressure being ramped up by the media around, oh, why hasn't Mo signed a new deal? Why haven't the owners given him what he's worth? And all this kind of stuff. So, at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but as every single day and week goes by without the announcement of Mohamed Salah signing a new contract, it will only encourage other clubs to maybe try and turn his head. And of course, it will cast doubt and cast a shadow over the group. And Jurgen Klopp, I'm sure, keeps everything tickety-boo in the dressing room, and the morale is really high. But an announcement right now, while we're in a good position, top of the league going into the weekend, 6 points out of 6 in the Champions League. Great publicity this week around the new Annie Road extension, which is broken ground as well. I want to talk about that a little bit later on. So, again, loads of goodwill around the club right now. Flying on the pitch, fans back inside the stadium, a stadium that's about to get bigger over the coming years. And a Mohamed Salah contract renewal will just keep that positive vibe going. Now, look, easy for me to sit here as a football fan and say, give the man what he wants, because I'm not, in charge of the purse strings at Liverpool. I don't have to potentially manage other, I won't say egos, because I don't think that's the right word, but other high-caliber footballers in the dressing room. I think everybody's aware at this point, though, Mo's the man. And as Jamie Carragher said in his piece, what Liverpool do by bringing in players and turning them into superstars, surely the next step is to keep the superstars at the club through the best period of their careers, through the peak years of their careers. And yet, there is that balance that you have to find where, is a player getting to a point where he's maybe at that tipping point, he has his peak and maybe starts to go downwards. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly don't see that in Mohamed Salah. If anything, I see a guy that's more determined. I see a guy that's really at peace, in a very good place physically, and loving playing football. So, again, I'm not trying to stoke fear in anybody here, but I am as nervous as everybody else. The longer this drags on, the more it can become an issue. And we don't want any distractions from what's going on the pitch, because what's going on the pitch is pretty damn good at the minute. Let's be honest, Salah is carrying our team, said FaZe. Oh, he's carrying it, mate, but he's certainly the superstar at the minute. There's a lot of good performances going in there. What Fabinho's doing is fantastic. Their centre-backs are brilliant. What the midfield are doing with Jordan Henderson in there as well, really good. So it's a collective effort, but he is certainly the superstar at the minute, and he has been the most consistent performer, particularly from an attacking context, over the past 3 or 4 years. His numbers are phenomenal. Again, Michael said, I just don't want another genie situation with Salah. I would like to think, mate, of course I can't speak for the owners of the board, but I'd like to think that they view this a little bit differently. You could weigh up, I can understand why they weighed up the Gini Wijnaldum situation and thought, right, we've got Harvey Elliott, we've got Curtis Jones, maybe it's time to blood these youngsters. Klopp thinks they're ready. We can save an awful lot of money by allowing Gini Wijnaldum to move on. And look, I've nothing against Gini. I think Gini was a thorough professional his entire time at the club. But I could understand that decision. I didn't maybe agree with it, because maybe I don't see as much as Klopp sees. But I can understand it. This one, I don't think there's any argument to say that, one, his levels are dipping or that he's starting to look a little bit leggy. He looks phenomenal. He looks in a really good place mentally, physically, emotionally, and looks really happy with where he is. So we should be trying to capitalise on that. And imagine the boost this will give the fan base if, let's say, shortly after the international break, we come back and we hear that Mohamed Salah has committed his future to Liverpool Football Club. We'll be flying. That goodwill and that vibe will carry right throughout the football club and the fan base, and it'll be just positive news around the club. Jen LFC, thank you for the first super chat of the night. Jen said, show Mo the love and get it done. Jen, I don't disagree with you, my friend, and I don't think anybody in the chat will either. Look, we can't just say, here's a blank check, Mo. You know, as fans, yeah, we'd love to say, here's a blank check, Mo. Do what you want, write down a number. But Mo was already the highest paid player at the club. You know, we do have highly incentivized contracts. So the base figures that we see thrown around for wages, let's say, as an example, 200 grand a week. By the time Mo bags a few goals, hits certain targets throughout the season, those bonuses and stuff will kick in. So I would say, guessing, realistically, he's probably now averaging about 300 grand a week, maybe, with bonuses and stuff like that, particularly with the form he's been in. So the figures that we see bandied around are 450, 500 grand. They look astronomical. Hell, look, they are astronomical to us mere mortals. But it's not a million miles away with bonuses and stuff. So it is a huge financial commitment for the club. But surely, I can't see any way it doesn't work. You look at it from a merchandising standpoint, Salah's the superstar. Salah jerseys, no doubt, sell like hotcakes. From a global ambassador for the club, we couldn't ask for a better ambassador. Mohamed Salah is a tremendous athlete, a wonderful person, and most importantly, he's doing bits on the pitch. So, yeah. Jamrock, again, I feel like, Jamrock, I don't mean to be rude, mate, but I feel like you're being maybe a little bit defensive. Like, I'm not saying that FSG aren't giving Salah the money. I'm just basing what I'm talking about off little interviews from Carragher and little pieces from The Athletic. But Jamrock said, FSG aren't refusing Salah contract. That source was the agent who wants FSG to agree their terms with no negotiation. Leaking to media puts pressure. The two pieces I'm talking about, one from The Athletic, which could be the one you're talking about, mate, with regards to trying to ramp it up. And look, we know Remy Abbas has been quite vocal, you know, around Mohamed Salah. Every time he scores or every time he does something, you'll see a post on Twitter saying, I hope they're watching, or something along those lines. So get where you're coming from, mate, but it is a balancing act. But the longer it goes on, as I said, the vultures start to circle, the doubts start to creep in, and we've seen before in football, you know, it doesn't take much at times for football players not to feel valued or loved at a football club. And there are many other clubs out there who will happily open their arms and their checkbooks to welcome in somebody of the caliber of Mohamed Salah. So I'm kind of with Carragher on this one, that if we want to develop superstars and make Mo or Bobby or Van Dijk or Curtis Jones or whomever it might be into top tier, one of the best in the world, the end goal should be, and has been, to be fair, because they have renewed a lot of them, to keep them at the club. Now, I don't know, I'm not privy to any of these negotiations, nor are you guys, but it is worrying. As every single week goes by, it becomes a little bit more worrying. Puskas is a god, said Salah deserved it. One of the best players I've seen play for us. Anthony said, January's going to be a terrible month for us. No Mo, Mane, probably no signings. Fingers crossed we get through it. One good thing though, Anthony, is so there is a break where we don't play for a week or so in January as well, which is good to keep in mind. Hence I'm going away in January for that week again. So anytime that Liverpool have a break, I try and fit in a little trip, but we won't miss them for that many. I know it's not ideal, and it was moved, the AFCON, to a summer tournament, and now it's been moved back. So I get where you're coming from. But it isn't ideal. Yeah, you're right. I don't like the idea it's being moved. And then we have a Winter World Cup to look forward to. Anthony Holden said, no relation, said Salah has been outstanding for the club. His goals have turned the club around. Look at what United are paying Ronaldo. The club need to get real and give him what he wants. He's without doubt worth it. Again, I think, in theory, yeah, look, as fans, we all agree with you, but the club have to work within their financial constraints as well, because we don't want another Derby County, Leeds United, Bolton Wanderers. You know, we don't want one of those situations at Liverpool. And to be fair to our owners, We are very, very well managed from a financial standpoint. I think it gets done. I really do think it gets done. I think Mo signs a new deal. Where's our friend Jamrock? I see another comment. I'd give Salah 450k a week, no bonuses. They wouldn't agree to that. Again, mate, I've no idea. You know, you could be right, you could be wrong, but I like the idea of incentivized contracts because it encourages, you know, you can look at it in two ways. There are people who will say an incentivized contract for a goal scorer might lead to greed. And that is a very valid, fair point. Now, I'd never accuse Mo or Sadio or Bobby of that from a grand scheme. Individual moments, yes, I'll say I think they should have passed. But the idea of, I suppose, bonuses and the way we structure bonuses is that if the team does well, everybody does well. So I understand that side of it as well. And look, it's worked for us. We've won a league title. We've won a Champions League with that pay structure, with that bonus system. Craig, will the Brazilians miss the Watford game after the international break? I don't know. Diogo is the honest answer, mate. The whole situation with the red list travel countries, it's just... I'm with Kloppo on this. It's madness that we're still in this position where, you know, the clubs are the ones losing out here because the countries are going to get the players to play. So it's the clubs that are moving out. Arsenal just had a good chance there, by the way. It was saved. Still 0-0 against Brighton in that game. Are FSG actually refusing Salah a contract? No, Cody. No, that's definitely not the case. I don't want anybody coming on and thinking that we're here trying to give the owners a kicking about Salah's contract. Not at all. We're just trying to have a conversation around, you know, why is it taking this long? And then, of course, we understand some aspects of why it's taking this long because contracts are complicated things. But again, I just want to go back to the piece that came. I'll read it out, actually. The piece that came in via The Athletic, where they say, 1 second, they said Mohamed Salah's preference is to remain at Liverpool, which is great news, but he is seeing how smoothly Manchester City have dealt with De Bruyne's contract and negotiations and wonders why it hasn't been the same for him. Now, again, I don't know what the situation is here. As Jamrock has said, maybe that's his agent that's putting that out there, trying to put pressure on the club. Because in these scenarios, you're going to have the agent wanting one thing for his player, the club wanting another. So it's a battle for hearts and minds. A lot of the times in these situations, it's a PR battle. So the agent will try and say, oh, we loved the club, you know, we love the fans, you love to be here, and put it back on the owners. And then the owners can try and do the exact same thing in reverse. So what we don't want here is anyone to be pitting the player against the fans, because this is not going to work. Sign Craig up for the new Bond. Yeah. Double O blob. Throwback to 2019 when my friend told me Salah would leave. I don't think he's going to leave. Where would he go? Like, let's be realistic about it. Right now, Barca are in a mess, and Real have other things they want to get done. They want Mbappe, they want Haaland. Looking around then, who else we got? PSG. Well, does Salah want to go and play in the French league week in and week out? I would suggest probably not. We're not going to sell him to another English club, and the only other club I could think financially that might have the power to maybe try and destabilise him would be Bayern Munich, whom I don't see making a move for Mohamed Salah because they've got some great young attacking wide players at the club already. So again, for me, I think he's at the right place. Anthony said, Salah's been amazing for us. He deserves a big paycheck. Mo wants to stay. PSG can get him if they Salah. I don't know what that means, Albin. Like, PSG financially, yeah, of course. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say they couldn't make him an offer that would, you know, potentially turn his head a little bit. But is he going to want to go and play in the French division? French First Division? I don't think so. You know, if we're looking at the top leagues around Europe right now, the Premier League's top of the pile. It's where all the eyes of the world are. It's the most watched league in the world. It's got some of the best managers in the world. It's got Pep Guardiola. It's got Jurgen Klopp. So I think it's the best league for him to be in, personally. Jamrock, again, how are you, mate? I do love your input, mate. It's very good. And thank you for the super chat. Said, hey, Craig, did you see the agent WhatsApp leak on how much LFC offered Werner in 2019? I didn't, mate, no. I'm not on Twitter or most socials anymore, so I did not see that, but I thank you for bringing it to my attention. He said, 2019, 10.3 million base and 21.5 million in bonuses. His agent is using that in court. What's he using that in court for? But thanks for bringing it up, mate. Jeez, don't get me wrong, but what's the core part of it? Baby J said he will sign a new contract. It's only a matter of time. I love the positivity. I love it. I'm all over it. I hope that is the case. I hope we're sitting here in a week or 2 weeks time and we're all having a celebration stream where, we're thinking, what records does Mo go on to break now at the club? Does he go down and hunt down Roger Hunt's goal scoring record? Because I've no doubt, even if Mo's career at Liverpool was to end tomorrow, we'll look back at his time at this football club and realise what we had and quite how lucky we were to see Mohamed Salah playing week in and week out in a Liverpool shirt. Ahmad said, I think Salah will re-sign. Nice one. So do I. Hopefully, mate. Right, let's move on to a little chat around the stadium redevelopment and the Annie Road end. So it looks like since the plans were first brought to the fore that the build costs of this could go up a little bit. So it was projected to cost 60 million quid, but now there's a new article out doing the rounds to say that cost may have risen to about 80 million quid. And often at times, look, when you make the plans, I think was it back in 2019 or something like that the initial plans were approved. Sometimes the cost of building materials, the cost of labour, all these type of things, and little tweaks maybe to the design would see the cost go up. But it is still on track to be fit and ready to go by the 2023-2024 season. Obviously increasing the capacity at Anfield up to about 61,000 and getting some people, much needed people, off that season ticket waiting list as well, because season ticket waiting list currently sits at over 20,000 people on it. And, hopefully a good chunk of these will be season tickets and will get people inside Anfield. So, yeah, great news on that one as well. Good to see that the groundwork has started. And much like the main stand, it will see work done behind it. Will no or very minimal to no intrusion on the capacity of Anfield. And then it'll be all joined up at the end, just like the main stand was when that was done. It's basically just a smaller version of the main stand. Jay said, I reckon he'll sign a contract in January, be the only winter signing but a good one. Do you know what, Jay? If you offered me that right now and said Salah's going to sign a contract in January, won't bring anybody in, I won't lie to you, mate. I'd bite your hand off for it. And I think a lot of people would. Yes, we always like to see a new shiny face at the club, and we all love a new transfer to get excited about. But to me, I very rarely say this, but it would be like a new signing to me. It would give me and everybody else an amazing boost. Inglesy said the new stand will be fantastic. It will. And again, we got to give credit where it's due here. When FSG came to the club, and I've been one of their critics, and I will continue to criticise them on stuff they deserve to be criticised on. But since they've come to the club, we had a capacity of 44k when they arrived at Anfield. And now, 23-24, that's going to be up to 61,000. That is quite a significant increase. As well as, obviously, Kirby, the new club superstore, and lots of other stuff that they've got done. So, fair play. They deliver on a lot of stuff. Sometimes we're a little bit frustrated over the finances or the transfer budgets, and there's been other stuff like the £77 tickets, the furloughing of staff, and all that stuff that they've got, and the Super League, of course, mainly. But when it comes to capital projects like this, you have to say that they know what they're at. The main stand is absolutely fantastic. Kirby was Jurgen Klopp's idea, and they backed him to the tune of 50 million there as well. And look, we're in a very good, stable position financially. Yes, we can compete yet with the likes of Manchester United, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain and some other clubs, but we have been rather successful doing what we're doing. And, we were a little bit frustrated after the summer transfer window, but, look at the start of the season that we've made. We had a great squad, but last season we just had a lot of injuries with no fans inside the stadium. So, I have to say again, Kloppo's gotten it right. He said Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott were ready to be blooded in. And let's be honest about it, we probably haven't missed Gini Wijnaldum yet. I think that's a fair point. We haven't missed Gini yet. Connor reckons in the chat he feels like we'll sign a Minamino-esque type of player in January. Oliver said, I love your content even though I'm a United fan. Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate it. And look, if you were living under a rock and you didn't hear, we have a new signing at Anfield Agenda that'll be coming in to do Mondays and Thursdays with myself, this gentleman here, James Redmond. James Redmond's going to be joining us. He's going to be doing 2 shows a week with us, an hour on Monday and an hour on Thursday. We also have Paddy Murphy joining us on Sunday, as well as Kyle from Nothing But Reds for a bit of a, what do I want to call it? A bit of a panel discussion afterwards, after the game against Manchester City. And we'll have another new face popping in on Tuesday as well. So you don't want to go anywhere. We're building the best team here at Anfield Agenda to bring you guys the best content, to bring you guys the best opinions, and most importantly, a whole load of fun. So loads to come. Liverpool must beat City. I hate those citizens, said Hope. So do I. You know my opinion on City and PSG, mate. So, yeah, look, what a buzz that would be. You know, United dropped points again today. 1-1 draw with Everton. Chelsea had a late rally to win 3-1 in their game. So, you know, if we can get a result against Manchester City, sends us into the international break in a very, very good position. Haven't played Chelsea, haven't played Manchester City. So, yeah, it will be, it'd be great, wouldn't it? But going into, I don't even want to think about going into the 2-week international break without the points, because it can be a long time. Who's the new guy on Tuesday? All good things come to those who wait, my friend. All good things come to those who wait. Do I think City have any weaknesses that we can exploit? Yes. I think like us, they can be gotten at in the full-back areas. So I said it yesterday. I think that this game will be won or lost down our right-hand side, their left-hand side. The battle of Cancelo and Grealish versus the battle of, you know, James Milner if he plays it right back with Salah and Henderson. So who can pin each other's fullbacks in? Who can stop those attacks? Can we give Manchester City something to worry about, or will they control the ball, control territory, and do what they've done to Chelsea? It's such a fascinating tactical battle that, you know, I hope, and I think our best chance of beating Manchester City, and I think it's always our best chance of beating Manchester City, is to cause chaos and to have a very broken, aggressively... Oh, sorry. I thought, right, we're going to score there, sorry. A very broken up, a very high press, a very chaotic game where it's you attack, we attack, you attack, we attack. You know, if we allow City to get into a rhythm and feel comfortable and we're not in their faces, which we will be, and the crowd will be right behind as well, I think that's how we beat City. Jen, thank you very much. Is Jimmy Redmond my local scouser? Yes, James Redmond is. He's a great addition to the channel, and as I said, we'd just never crossed paths before. You know, we'd never done any content together. We didn't move in the same circle. So, you know, James reached out to me a few weeks ago. We had a chat yesterday. All good. All systems go. Jen said, I hope Mo will sign tomorrow after we beat City. I love that, Jen. I love that. No doubt about that now. It's just it. I hope Mo will sign tomorrow after we beat City. That's class, Jen. Well played. I mean, what a... I don't see the signing happening that quickly, but what a buzz it would be, Jen. What a buzz. Do you think the expansion of Anfield will continue after the latest new development? Well, look, the common sense thing would say if you were to move on again, and I don't know, like there's stuff that you have to think about when you increase capacity even more so. So public transport, infrastructure, impact on the local community. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into expanding a stadium. And we'll all know public transport links to Anfield, they're not great. You know, if you go there on a match day, it's not the easiest place to get to and from. It's not the worst of them, but it's not the easiest. So I would imagine if there is going to be future expansion, you're probably looking at the COP. But then how do you do that as well? So yeah, we'll wait and see. But, you know, Centenary or King Kenny stand, that was done most recently of the old stadium. Then obviously the new main stand. The Annie Road end badly needs to be done. You know, I don't know if you've ever had the I don't want to say misfortune, but if you've ever been up in the Annie Road end in the upper tier, it can be like looking through a post box at times down onto the pitch. Grealish will be in Milner's back pocket. Love it. Love it, RSH. Who says FSG are refusing to give Salah a new contract? Again, another person who comes in angry straight away into the stream. Chill, dude. Chill. You know, did any of us say that FSG are refusing to give Salah a new contract? There is talk that they're refusing to give him a new contract out in the media. I'm not saying it. As I said, I made my position really clear. I think Mo Salah signs on. But as long as it goes on, there's some doubts out there. As I said, there was a piece that I spoke about in The Athletic that said Salah wants to, his priority is to stay at Liverpool, but he looks at the situation with, Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City and how smoothly his contract was negotiated, and wonders, So I suppose what I'm trying to say, mate, is I'm old enough to remember the Steven Gerrard situation when Chelsea came flirting with him. And I'll never forget Rick Parry saying that the mistake Chelsea made was letting Steven Gerrard off Roman Abramovich's yacht to come back to Liverpool, because that was where Liverpool were able to, win hearts and minds. But we don't want a situation where Mo feels in any way unsettled or in any way unloved by the football club. The fan base idolise him. I'm sure the dressing room absolutely love him as well. We know the manager does. So I guess, mate, what we're trying to say is don't let this become a destabilising factor, because we know the media will jump on it. Liverpool gets clicks. So any negative attention around Liverpool will get people involved in conversations and phone-ins, and it will also put doubts in his mind. And again, I want to reiterate, on top of this, you'll have his agent, or Rami Abbas, his advisor, who will, be trying to put the squeeze on the club as well. So this will be a PR battle for hearts and minds until it gets done. And I know we all know what side we're on. We're on the side of Mo here. We want Mo to sign a new deal, and if it was up to us, we'd just open up the checkbook and say, give the man what he wants. The fact that we're going into this as underdogs is crazy, but it will suit us. We'll win flying through the 2-week break, says Paddy O'Donovan. I was reading a piece on Sky, actually, the Jones Knowles betting segment on there. I was reading a little bit on there. Oh, I never actually done my Manscaped read. Look, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, got to do it. My apologies to our friends at Manscaped. As you can see, as always, the Late Night Agendas are brought to you with thanks to our friends at manscaped.com. You and your nuts can join the 2 other men worldwide who use the Performance Package 4.0 on a regular basis. Get yourselves over to manscaped.com. Use our discount code WFM20, which is shorthand for We're Fucking Massive 20, and you will get free shipping and 20% off the all-new Performance Package 4.0, featuring the Lawnmower 4.0, which is waterproof, has a 7,000 RPM motor and a 4,000K LED light. The Weed Whacker Rear and Nose Hair Trimmer, which again is waterproof. You'll also get your ball toner. Now, you young people out there, you lads in your 20s and 30s, you might be thinking to yourself, what do I need ball toner for? In comes 40-year-old Craig to tell you, ball toner. You also get ball deodorant as well. You get the shed travel bag and you get the boxer briefs. All of that comes entirely as part of the set. And you also have their proprietary skin safe technology, which makes sure there's no more mishaps down there, because nobody wants a mishap down where the crown jewels are. So again, 20% off, free shipping with WFM20 at manscaped.com. Right, favourite period in history, ancient Rome. The time we won the league. Fuck history. Liverpool winning the league was what it was all about. What jersey is that you're wearing? It's not a jersey. It's just an Irish, an FAI t-shirt, basically, mate. Not a jersey. Oh, they're checking a possible penalty here. Ref gone over to have a look. Sorry, folks. No, he's waving it on. He's waving it on. No penalty incident, so it's still 0-0 there. They're in the final minute of additional time. My apologies. I thought he was gone over to the board. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't shave me bollocks. Each to their own, man. Each to their own. Probably until I was about 30, I would have agreed with you. But now, mate, I feel the breeze. You know what I'm saying? I feel the breeze. I feel clean. But then again, my missus did say to me once, now cover your ears if you're a bit squeamish. She says, I don't know what's worse, a mouthful of sweaty balls or a mouthful of balls with deodorant. I can't answer that question because I haven't had either in mine, I should say. Thanks for the reply to my question. My pleasure, mate. I'll try and get through as many comments as I can. It's an interactive show, and try have a little bit of fun. Again, though, really looking forward to adding some new voices to the team for the coming week. We've got, I was going to say James Pearce again. I can't get James Pearce out of my head. We've got James Redmond joining us. We've got, on Sunday, we're going to have Kyle from Nothing But Reds and Paddy Murphy joining us for a bit of a fan reaction as well. We're going to have a bit of a panel show afterwards. Looking to make that a regular thing. We'll have another new face coming your way on Tuesday as well, as we try and just give you guys varied content rather than it just being me every day. So what I'm hoping to do is have more panel shows where we get a mix of opinions, and then do some streams myself where it's just you and I, and we go interactive, we answer questions, we have a bit of fun. Just trying to pump up the content and build out the platform, because you guys are coming in numbers, and we think it's, you know, best to give you guys a varied content choice, because nobody wants to just listen to little old me week in and week out. Even I don't want to listen to that. When's Steve Bland on? Monday. Steve will be joining us on Monday for the Cop of the Week show. It'll be myself, Steve Bland, and James Redmond on Monday for that one. Steve's just been really busy with his own podcasts. You know, Steve's a professional podcaster, a journalist. He's had a lot of stuff on in recent weeks, so just wasn't available, but he's ready to go. Again, he'll be back on Monday. Mo said, doing a great job. Thank you, dude. Again, only able to do it because of you guys and your amazing support. If you haven't yet subscribed to Anfield Agenda, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video as well. Yeah, it's been a quiet period content-wise, and I've been, you know what, lie to you, I was getting a little bit worried. I was looking at the numbers going, shit, does nobody care about our channel anymore? Is nobody watching anymore? But I think numbers have been down from what we've seen across a lot of channels. So yeah, I was a bit worried there. I was thinking, shit, are we in the doghouse here with the supporters? Or, but yeah, hopefully it's all good. Barca versus Atletico in 40 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a watch along for that in Craig Station from 7:45. So if you haven't subscribed to Craig Station yet, there's a link in the description for that. This will be our first ever La Liga watch along. Atleti against Barcelona. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one as well. Barca finna lose today, said Kieran. Yeah, probably, mate. They're not in a great place at the minute. And look, there's a bit of a subcontext to this as well, isn't there? You know, they've got Antoine Griezmann and Luis Suarez, you know, at Atleti now. Craig, I know your thoughts on Coutinho, but where do you think Liverpool would have been if we didn't sell him? Yeah, look, you, again, as you said, you know my thoughts on Coutinho, but I think Coutinho could have been one of the best in the world if he stayed at Liverpool. As he was told at the time, you know, stay here, they'll build a statue for you. Sometimes these things just don't work out for players for a whole host of different reasons, and it didn't work out for Felipe Coutinho after he left Liverpool. But if he had stayed here, man, honestly, I think he would have been the player he could have been. He should have been under Jurgen Klopp, with the love of the Liverpool fans behind him. So yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of a sense of what if there. And, you know, as much as I was frustrated when he left, I won't deny the lad's ability when he was here. He was called a magician for a reason. He gave us some absolutely unbelievable moments and nights, like that late winner against Manchester City, and the beautiful goal against United in the Europa League as well at the near post, where he just lifted it above David De Gea. And yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. Oh, well, yes, let's have a little chat around Chiesa for a minute, by the way, because Joe Cole, you know, former Liverpool player Joe Cole, has been speaking about how ideal he believes Federico Chiesa would be to this Liverpool team. Now, look, I don't know how much information Joe Cole would or wouldn't have around Liverpool's interest in specific players, but I can understand where he's coming from, and I know a lot of you guys have been saying to me for ages, Craig, Chiesa. And I guess it only really hit home to me when I watched his performance against Chelsea. Like, I've always known Chiesa was a good forward, you know, son of a Fiorentina legend, I believe, as well, and made the move to Juventus. But Juventus are themselves in a bit of a period of transition since Ronaldo left. The last time I checked, I don't know if it's changed, but they were kind of 9th, 10th in Serie A, which isn't where a club of Juventus' stature would want to be. So, you know, Chiesa looks like he'll be there for a little bit anyway, but I can understand how Joe Cole could say, yes, you can see Chiesa in our system. Sometimes you look at players and you just think, yeah, they'd fit. And Chiesa, with his work ethic, with his pressing, with his non-stop running, with his attitude, just seems like somebody that you could 100% drop into Jurgen Klopp's system and he would do bits. So I don't know if there will ever be any truth to it. I don't know if we have any interest in Chiesa, nor do I know how much he may or may not cost, but I understand where Joe Cole's coming from. He does seem like a Jurgen Klopp system type of player. Perfect fit, said Jason. Javid said he's fast. Rory said, for fuck's sake, Joe Cole. Oliver said Liverpool should get Chiesa. Tobias said he's happy with the 142 mil we got for Coutinho. Yes, because again, mate, there's 2 points to this. The point you're talking about as well. You know, I said what he could have been, but that money that we got for him allowed us to bring in Van Dijk and Alisson. So, you know, it's hard to know where we may or may not have been if Felipe Coutinho had stayed. Court said, I have a feeling that Mane will leave in January or for sure in the summer. I don't know. I think one of the guys will move on in the summer, Mane or Firmino. And again, it might come down to who signs on and who doesn't, or will either or both be offered contract extensions, because they're all in a similar boat to Mo with regards to how long they've left on their deal. All 3 of the lads now inside the final 2 years of the current Liverpool contract. So again, the priority seems to be Mo number 1, but what happens after that will be very interesting to see. Do I think Coutinho will redeem himself? No, I don't. I think he'll show flashes of his brilliance, glimpses of it. But, you know, he's coming back. He's playing now again, but he had a knee injury that kept him out for a very long time. And he was never really settled, was he? You know, he was at Barca, then he went on loan to Bayern, now he's back again. Different managers didn't like him in different ways. I don't think that Barcelona ever really played him in the position that he thought he was going there to fill. You know, he probably expected to go in there and do the Xavi Iniesta role, whereas at times it looked like he'd been pushed more left-hand side for Barcelona. Court said Sam Maximin should be on our radar. There was links the other day. We spoke about a piece from, I believe it was Calcio Mercado, who said that Liverpool and Chelsea were strongly interested in Sam Maximin, and also credited Everton with an interest in Newcastle's 24-year-old winger. So, you know, I've no idea how true or not true it is. Craig, hypothetically, how much is Kelleher worth if we sold him? God, mate, I don't know. Because, you know, there's how much is he worth and there's how much would Michael Edwards be able to get for him, which are often 2 very different things. If you look at some of the fees we've gotten for players that we've moved on, it's fair to say Michael Edwards has, you know, played a blinder there. And that's another person, by the way, whom we have to worry about, because it looks like Michael Edwards could well be moving on at the end of his current contract, which I think comes to an end at the end of the season coming up. So, you know, what will Michael Edwards do? Will he move on? Will Liverpool, you know, Liverpool have been, I won't say grooming somebody, because that's a very odd way of saying it, but there is somebody else that is shadowing, shall we say, Michael Edwards and doing some of Michael Edwards' stuff as well. So, you know, that's another situation we need to keep an eye on, because we know how important a factor Michael Edwards has been to Liverpool's recruitment strategy. Did I see Haaland giving a shirt to Robbie Fowler? I didn't, but yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? You know, I see, look, there's no 2 ways about this. We'd all love Haaland at Liverpool. United fans would love Haaland there. City fans would love Haaland there. Chelsea fans would love Haaland there. Real Madrid fans, Barcelona fans, Bayern Munich fans, any club in the world would want young Haaland at the club. But from what I've been reading, and from what I've known for a long time again, and Florentino Perez has been quite open about it, Real Madrid seem to be willing to move the earth to try and bring Haaland in. They look like they probably got Mbappe sewn up. You know, he'll be leaving on a free contract unless they sell him in the summer from PSG. Most likely going to go to Real Madrid. And if they can get Haaland in there as well and make the numbers work, then Real Madrid have suddenly rebuilt themselves very quickly into a team with Hazard, Haaland, Benzema, Mbappe. You know, the Galacticos are back at that point. Imagine Haaland at the end of Trent's crosses. I know. I dare not imagine, to be honest with you, mate. You know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it, that, you know, we'd love to dream about, but it's most likely not going to happen. So look, before we go, ladies and gents, a few minutes left to go. Give us some of your predictions for the score tomorrow. My preview's up on the channel if you want to go and have a look at it. I go through how I think the game will work out, go through my starting 11, give you my score prediction as well. And look, I will be live from 4 p.m. tomorrow, and we've got a full schedule right through. So myself and the watch along from 4 o'clock. Then I'll be live with an immediate reaction. Then we'll go live to our panel show, which will be myself, Kyle from Nothing But Reds, and Paddy Murphy. So we'll be talking about the game, and then I'll come back with my player ratings video. And you guys also get a chance to vote for your player ratings in that. So don't miss out on that one. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on. 4-1 to Liverpool, baby, said Alex. I love it. Adam said 1-1. 4-1 to Liverpool against it. Barry. Diogo said Liverpool 3, City 1 with a Salah brace. Sabi's gone for a 3-1 win to the Reds. Big Man's going 2-0. Love it. I'll take any of these scorelines, folks. Any of them. Nikhil has the same prediction as me. He's gone 2-1. Love from South Africa. Love right back over to you, Nikhil. Paddy's gone 4-2 to Liverpool. That would be one hell of a game, man, wouldn't it? If we end up with a 4-2 game win tomorrow, it's going to be a very, very happy post-match show. And yeah, that would be one hell of a watch-along as well. Ball McPrebin reckons 1-0. VVD to score it. Marcus going 3-1. Oliver's going for a 2-2 draw. Gary is going 2-1 to City. Craig, are you reacting tomorrow? Yes, I'll be for the watch-along and the post-match content as well. Mick's going full-on Jack. He's going 6-0. 8-1 for Paula. I love it, Paula. Imagine. Oh, imagine 8-1. We'd still be moaning about the one we conceded, though, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. We'd go out there and knock in 8 and we'd still have a little bitch about the... Well, I would. You know, I would. 3-1 for Noah as well. Abdul said 2-1 to the Reds. Salah and VVD to score for big man. Joanne's gone for hoping for a clean sheet. Be nice, Joanne, wouldn't it? You know, I was, again, reading that Jones Knows piece for Sky Sports. He doesn't reckon Liverpool are going to score tomorrow. He's actually backed a 2-0 Manchester City win. And, you know, us not to score against them. So let's hope that he's wrong on that one. 5-3 to Liverpool. That'll do. Any win for Liverpool, as I always say, 9-8 will do me as long as we get the 3 points. And what a way it would be to head into the international break, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the league table yet again. Haven't played Chelsea, haven't played Manchester City. And with United to look forward to in October as well. So it's a massive game tomorrow. I hope you guys can join us for it. 4 p.m, the watch-along starts. Again, loads of post-match content. I am going to zip over to Craig Station right now. If anybody wants to come and join me, I'm going to be doing a watch-along of the Athletic game against Barcelona. It'll be our first ever La Liga watch-along. There is a link to Craig Station in the description of the stream. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And again, shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped, who've been great supporters of the Late Night Agenda here. And football is back, as I said, and you can join 2 of the million men worldwide who look after their nuts with Manscaped and the Performance Package 4.0. You get all the goodies. You get the ball toner, the ball deodorant, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0, which if you've got bins like me, what's bins? Big Irish Nut Syndrome. Then, you know, you've got that 7,000 RPM motor, improved battery life as well, and you get all the little goodies involved. WFM20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. And I'm telling you now, your balls will thank you. And, you know, my missus Vijay, she says has thanked her as well, because she's half-inched mine, so, you know, she uses mine, and her Vijay thanks her. You know, she's constantly saying to me, I go, what's that? And she goes, it's just me, Vijay, again, saying thank you for using Manscaped. But there you go. Look, ladies and gentlemen, really appreciate you tuning in tonight. Hope to see you tomorrow. And don't forget, James Redmond on Monday, another new face on Tuesday. Loads of great stuff coming on Anfield Agenda. We love your support. We thank you for it. Thank you to our moderators as well. I'm off to watch some of the Liga. I hope to see you over there. Thanks a million. Have yourselves a wonderful